Hey guys, it's your girl Shalae and I'm back today with a second stimulus check update video. In today's video, we are going to discuss hazard pay. Some states are offering their own stimulus programs, as well as we're going to talk about the pandemic rent relief programs. And I have an easy way to help you find rental assistance in your area. You can thank me later. And then we're going to talk about the IRS with these deceased payments being sent out, the IRS and the dependent information. Did I mention the IRS? The IRS has so much going on. You're going to want to hear about it. Trust me, okay? Now, guys, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, welcome, my darling. Welcome. My name is Shalae, and here on this channel, we talk about shopping, saving, and everything in between. I would love to have you a part of my internet family. It's free. All you have to do is hit that big old red subscribe button down below, as well as right? Because you like me bringing this content to you, right? So please go ahead and do that for your girl. And happy Friday. What do you guys got planned? Is it a Netflix and chill? I mean, we made it another week, guys. What do you have planned for this weekend? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm probably gonna go to the gym or maybe some nice long walks and curl up and watch Law & Order SVU. That is my favorite thing to do. So let me know down in the comments below. You know, we family, we talk about it. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and jump into the rent relief or the rent assistance, because I know my analytics and you guys only give me about a good 4 minutes to hold your attention. Alrighty, so first and foremost, guys, if you still are looking for some rent relief in your area and you have been unsuccessful in some of my other videos that I created a playlist, if you haven't watched it, you can check it out. You can actually dial from your phone 211 and your zip code. Simple, you're not getting charged for it. It's not 411, it's 211 and the zip code. Now guys, I tested this myself before I posted it. I called from my phone. So finish the video. Please, can you finish the video while you're at it? But I dialed from my phone, I entered 211 and then the zip code. And then at that point, I was connected to an operator. And at that time, I began to quiz and question her on what programs offered rent relief, also food assistance as well. And she was so nice. And I said, well, what is your title? Are you a social worker? She told me that she was a crisis counselor. But guys, you can call 211 for anything, anything. Seriously, they're almost like Siri, right? So these navigators actually direct callers to organizations in their area that can help them get assistance with utility bills, food, rent, mortgage payments, and more. When I called her, I said, well, what rental assistance programs do you have in Huntsville, Alabama? She gave me 2 locations, the phone numbers, their hours of operation. I mean, girl, I was like, where have you been all my life? Where have you been? So this is also sponsored by the United Way, and the United Way said originally they were receiving about 3,000 calls in Cleveland, but now it's almost up to 30,000 calls. But guess what? They have the operators there to accommodate. So if you're still looking for it, dial 211 and then enter your zip code and thank me later. Let me know down in the comments below if you're able to get it. All right, so guys, now we're gonna go ahead and jump into the IRS because it is so much going on with them. Now, late last night or early this morning, the GAO report was released. Some people are like, girl, what is that? What is all these acronyms? It is the Government Accountability Office released a report, and pretty much that report details everything that happens with the CARES Act on the $3 trillion that was released. It was talking about the good things, the bad things, what was great about it, what was not so great. Now, in that report, guys, I'll link it down below. In that report, a lot of people have yet to receive their dependents, the pay for their dependents on their stimulus. So that additional $500, a lot of people did not receive it. They even addressed it in the report. And it says, according to the IRS, officials that filed used the IRS portal between April 10th and May 17th did not include the additional money for the qualifying children that they claimed on the online non-filers to them. The IRS estimates that around 450,000 recipients did not receive the payment that included the additional $500 for their children. So they are working to identify a resolution for this, and even like on their website it's stating that you'll just have to wait till next year to file your taxes. Well, that doesn't work for some groups of people, such as like our VA, our railroad recipients, our SSI, our SSDI. In this report, it states that the IRS officials said they are working to identify and adjust those accounts of these filers to recognize the number of qualifying children claimed and provide supplemental payments by the end of July. Now, child, I had to look, child, what? Say what? The IRS official said the returns filed after May 17th marked the qualifying children correctly, and they were included in the payment calculations. So the IRS is stating that, hey, we were trying to get the money out to the people as quick as possible. We did not include some of those payments that for people that access the IRS portal between April 10th and May 17th. Now, according to this, you're supposed to receive or provide those supplemental payments by the end of July. This is in the report, page 220. You can go read it for yourself. Now, guys, if you get another check at the end of July, that would just be great, okay? But on the IRS website, it does not state that. It's saying, hey, you gotta wait till next year. But you know what? Money is coming in all different types. It's coming in all different types of ways now. I mean, you got prepaid debit cards, you have all this stuff. So if you receive additional amount of money, maybe in your bank or even by check, it could possibly be your dependent information. Now, it did not address those that are still waiting on the first stimulus. So I scanned it. It did not address that. But it did address deceased receiving the check. So on there, the head of the GAO office, so the person that's over this report, told lawmakers Friday that the IRS knew that they would be sending out stimulus payments to deceased people. And even his own mother, so the person that's over this, his own mother received one, and she died in 2018. What happened was, it says that in the report. Seriously, what happened was the IRS initially determined that deceased people or anybody who filed a return in 2018 or 2019 should be paid. So they knew they were paying people who were deceased, according to the comptroller, Gene. Spill the beans, Gene. Tell us, Gene. Then it became publicly known, and the Treasury then reevaluated that position and stopped it. Now, I told y'all in yesterday's video, I didn't agree with them taking back the money. And I still don't agree with it because you knew, IRS, like you knew you were sending it out to people that were deceased. Now, I'm not gonna sit up here, my mom always tell me, don't kick someone while they're down without extending a hand to help them up. So I'm gonna extend this hand to you, IRS. Let the people keep the money. That's it. That's it. No, don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Let the people keep the money and keep it moving, okay? I mean, at this point, the head receiver, you don't know how you're gonna recoup this money. It's too much. You have bigger fish to fry, okay? We have people that are still awaiting checks. We have people that need checks. We have tax returns that need to be processed. Let it go. Let it go. Or what is the girl saying? I think Frozen. Is it let it go? Or is it let it go? I don't know. All right, you can tell I don't have children. All right, so moving along. Speaking of these tax returns, the IRS did release a statement that they will be paying interest to those that have still not received their tax refunds. So due to the pandemic, the IRS extended the deadline to July 15th. We're all aware of it, a full 3 months after the typical deadline of April 15th. Now, the IRS stated that it will pay interest on refunds due for returns filed by July 15th as if they were late. So if you filed, so I know some people in my comments were saying, hey girl, we filed our taxes back in February. I have yet to receive my refund. Interest on individual 2019 refunds reflected on returns filed by July 15th will generally be paid from April 15th until the date of the refund. So they will give you your interest starting from April 15th till when you're issued your money. Now, interest payments may be received separately. Why they always got to do all these checks? Put it all on one check, people. Don't nobody have time. This is how you throw away stuff. Oh my gosh. All right, sorry guys, I'm gonna grow up. So, by law, the interest rate for both overpayment and underpayment of tax is adjusted quarterly. The interest rate for the first quarter ending on June 30th would be 5%, and then the interest is compounded daily. And then for the second quarter, or the third quarter, up until September 30th will be 3% daily. So, if you're still waiting on your refunds, guys, you know what? Hey, you may get it and you get a separate check with some interest on it. Okay. Money, money, money. Hey, money. All right. So moving along. For the stimulus packages offered by states, the state of California actually announced that they are doing a disaster relief assistance for immigrants. In April, $75 million was received for undocumented immigrants. So what they're doing is, and I was reading an article about this, a lot of undocumented immigrants were unable to get the $1,200 stimulus, and they really now need money. And it's like with jobs and they're undocumented. So now some states are giving money to the immigrants. And I know that Governor Newsom stated that he would actually be giving $500. Now, also in Nebraska, the state officials have announced that they are doing a community cares program, and what they have done is set $2 million aside for small grants for up to $500 for child care providers and centers of worship to provide clean, safe facilities through personal protective equipment, PPE, disinfectant supplies to limit the spread of COVID. All right, the application period for grants begins next Monday. Now, guys, I know a lot of people also had asked me about the 1,000 Small Business Association grant. Like, the small business is a grant, and then it also, on the application, it has a loan. And people asked me would I do a video. There has been a lot of videos on YouTube that walk you through the process. One of them that I watch is Meet Lauren, and that is Meet Kevin's wife. So what I will do is I will include her video down below, and she walks you through it if you have a business or a small business and you want to get the $1,000 grant. A lot of people said from my community said, hey, we received that in 48 hours. So that's an additional $1,000 with the potential of the loan. Now the loan runs your credit, so okay, you know. All right, and then last but not least, regarding this big hazard pay, because that has been a popular issue. Kroger's, we're gonna go with Kroger's because I think in a few videos ago, the United Grocers Association Union, okay, they are actually criticizing or getting on a lot of these supermarket retailers that have removed their hazard pay. So we know like Amazon has removed it, Kroger's has removed, I think Albertsons. And so they're like, hey, the pandemic is still going on, it's still thriving. You need to be paying these people. And I know Target has stated that since they have, announced that they're doing $15 per hour as minimum wage, that is going to include their pretty much like their hazard pay. So we know first, some people call it hero pay, some people call it a thank you bonus, whatever. It's money, it's extra money. Kroger's released a statement that employees will have to be satisfied with the gradual increases in wages and benefits. So they said that they have hired an additional 20,000 people since the pandemic began, while the company overall hired over 100,000 people nationwide. It says we had planned on investing $500 million in wages this year, but it'll end up being $800 million, and that's brought our average hourly rate to $15. And when you include the value of our benefits, like the insurance and 401k matching, it brings it up to north of $20 an hour. We're in the hiring mode as opposed to furloughing. It says you obviously feel bad for the companies that had to make those decisions, and you really feel bad for people directly affected. So the union president said you still can renew your hazard pay. Like, hey, Kroger, y'all are making this money in the pandemic, you still can offer hazard pay. So they said that even though store sales have went up by 18% and they have profits of over 50% from the first quarter in 2019, and since the pandemic is not going away, they're just going to increase the hourly wages and go from there. So when I still continue to hear something about the hazard pay, I will bring it to you as always, guys. But as of right now, we're just in the waiting game. So that's everything that's going on with the second stimulus. Did I talk about the second stimulus? I don't know. I don't know. As of right now, we'll just put this for the second stimulus, okay? We're still awaiting that decision. Once again, there's more people that have jumped on board and stated that, hey, we need more stimulus money, but the Senate has yet to say yes. Okay, so there we go. There's your second stimulus update. Thank you guys. If you stayed this long to watch the video, thank you so much as always for being my loyal family. Okay, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you plan on doing this weekend. What do you think about the hazard pay? Have you called 211? Will you call 211? And yeah, ask those questions because you know what tomorrow is. It's the weekend, and you know what happens on the weekend. On Saturday and Sunday, I answer your questions, right? So ask away. Thank you guys. Bye.